Hello everybody, I promised you a quick video on the Aegis series Trident protective case for the Samsung Galaxy Note 4. And I got it right here. I bought it because I think it's a great case. I like Trident products. I've used them on my Samsung Galaxy S4. It was beautiful. That was the Kraken case. Unfortunately, they don't make a Kraken case for this actual Note 4. Trident makes this case, the Aegis series, and a Cyclops series, which is a beefier case than this. And I may buy that and review it in the future. But today I'm going to unbox this and basically install all the components of this protective case on the Samsung Galaxy S4, show you how to do it, and then I'll do a quick review of what I think of the whole thing. Here we have the protective case inside the actual packaging. There's a piece of tape sealing the top of the actual box, but the easiest is to take this tape off the bottom, so I'm going to do that here and basically open this up for us. Maybe I'll have a look around on the box too so you can see what that looks like. But okay, so there, now it's actually unsealed and I can actually slide it out of the bottom. We'll take a look at all the sides here. Sleek armor, as it says there. You know, got basic parameters of what it is on the back. Military tested, MIL SDD 810F. So those are the drop protection, 26 drops onto concrete from 4 feet, vibration, 18 hours to 20 hertz to 2000 hertz. Self-applicable screen protector is included, so I will be installing that. Anti-skid, dust filters, device controls and ports are protected. Lanyard loop and slides out of the pockets with ease. 2 layers of protection. It has a rubber inside and a hard plastic outside. Lightweight, slim protection as well. Okay, so let's take it out of there and see what we got. Like I stated, I took the seals, the tape, and I cut it on the bottom and the top so that it can easily be slid out of the jacket like that. Packaging is really nice. If you're going to give it to somebody for a gift, I think it would look great. Let's take it out of there so you can see what we have. All right, bottom tray, that's it. So basic packaging. We've got the protective coating, I'm sure, in here. All right, and in here, we're going to take that out. The probably easiest way is to disassemble the case before you try and rip this off of here. It's hard to get your finger into it. This is a rubber inside, plastic hard shell on the outside. It's got some nice features, good bumpers on the corners, so that will protect it if you drop it. Every corner has one, really nice. Has a lanyard port right here, so you could actually put a lanyard through that space, right, those 2 little holes there. You know, the charging port is protected by a piece of rubber right there, which is nice. That keeps the dust and dirt out of it. Same with the earphone jack. It is also protected. You do have openings for the other things like the infrared, your microphone, so on. We've got the on power button protected as well with rubber. Same with the volume up and down. So all the way around, really nice case. Also, one more thing I'll show you here is the speaker jack or speaker port here. It actually has a screen mesh over it to keep it from, you know, keep the dirt out from the actual phone itself. And as well, one of the nice features as well on the camera port, it is lined with rubber, black rubber here. I've had other cases that had a color inside that ring area, or it was basically plastic down to the camera. And I noticed that the color from the actual case would show up in the pictures when I used the flash. And with this black ring around here, that's not going to happen. So it's not going to affect camera performance. This is a nice thing. So let's take this shell apart. So we've got to get these guts out of there. And the way this case comes apart, you see that it has a nice solid lock on one side, and then it has these 3 locks on this side. And this is the easier side to get it out from. So what I'm going to do is just basically pull the rubber out like so from the plastic case. And you can see here how it comes out. Basically just squish it down, pull it out. And now we've got the 2 halves of the shell. We have the plastic hard shell, and as you can see that there's a mesh on that speaker port. That's really nice. Nice stiff plastic here. I'm going to weigh the whole thing up here in a minute. Let's get all the guts and stuff out of it. All right, so here's your inside rubber shell, your outside hard plastic case. Beautiful. Phone goes into this, and then this goes into the hard shell. Like I said, I will have a look at the Cyclops. I may buy a Cyclops just to see what the difference is. It looks a little beefier, and I like beefy because I do some pretty hard stuff with my phone, like, you know, fix my car while it's in my pocket kind of deal. So here we have the Trident Experience More. You know, basically, it's got a QR code for your instructions if you want to do that. All right, open it up. All right, we've got the screen protector, which is a plastic screen protector, which is okay. You know, I like glass. I like the 9H, I think it's called. Yeah, 9H 8 HD type glass like this. This one's from Mr. Shield, and I will be putting it on the phone, but I will put this on the phone preliminary just to show you how to do it correctly, because maybe you're going to use this actual film. So, and I'm sure it's perfectly fine. Okay, here's the instructions for this phone, or the Aegis series, on how to put the actual film on the lens, and also how to construct the case, which basically I showed you in reverse, taking it apart, but I will show you putting it together again. Here's the Cyclops case, and it is a little beefier. It has a hard plastic lid to it, which locks it into the bottom lid. So basically you have hard plastic on top and on bottom all the way, and that's a little better, I think, a little tougher than what we have with this case, but this one is still pretty good. So this is, they call this on the case, they call it everyday protection. I don't know what they would call the Cyclops. Probably, you know, every second protection. I don't know. Anyway, it's all marketing. So there's what we got. Let's weigh this up and see how much the entire kit is going to add in weight to your phone. So let me I'm going to take the film out of there, because that's part of the weight as well. It's going on your phone. Looks nice. We'll use it here. Let's put it inside all together like so. Get my little scale out here, and let's go with grams first, because that's the default setting. 69.7 grams, and if we go to ounces, it's 2.458 ounces in total. Okay, so you've got a pretty light case, so that's what it's going to add to your phone on weight. So let's get that out of the way here. Back to this. So next, I'm going to put the film on the actual phone and show you how I did that. Okay, the kit comes with the film, obviously. It comes with a cleaning cloth and an application card here. So we got the cleaning cloth and the application card here. So we're going to take those out. Basically, your biggest nemesis here is going to be a little particle of dust that gets between the screen and the film you're going to put on there. What you need to do is get into the most dust-free area you can get into. If you've got forced air heating or air conditioning, that's forced air, best turn that off. Maybe wait half an hour after you turn it off, let dust in your house settle down, and then clean the lens. And I'll show you why here in a second. And keep that in the bag for as long as possible. I've got my phone here, and I just cleaned this off about 10 minutes ago. And you can see I got large pieces of lint on there. They're just, basically this stuff is flying in the air. You want to get that as crystal clear as possible. And if you got a magnifying glass, after you wiped it and you think you have it clean, get your magnifying glass and look very close to it, and any little speck of dust on there needs to be taken off. Basically, any speck of dust that's left on here, and when you put the film on, it creates a bubble, and you'll never get rid of that bubble, and it's a real pain to get that piece of dust off of there. You have to peel off the actual film, and hopefully basically it just becomes a big hassle. If you do it right the first time, you'll be fine. Okay, now what you want to do, if you look at your plastic film, you'll see that it has two tabs, 1 and 2. Well, 1 is going to be the green. All right, it's going to be the first one you peel off, and 2 will be the top, the second one you peel off. And you can just tell here, because even from the writing here on the actual film, you can see that on one side you can easily read Galaxy Note, that's the top, or you can't because it's flipped the other way, right? So you want it with the Galaxy Note in the way you can read it, and then test fit it before you even start. The Galaxy Note has a few little things about it. Let's just wipe this down. I'm not ready to do the final wipe. I'm just going to do a little wipe here. I don't want to get as little dust near the packaging as possible, and I'm just using a light paper towel here, which is probably a bad thing to use because it's pretty linty. The dust-free cloth is the best thing to use, but I'm going to save that for the last application. So there it's really, really clean. And basically what we're going to do here is test fit it. So what you're going to do is put it on and pretend that you're putting it down, so you can see more or less how it's going to lie down on the phone. And you can see that it covers everything except the camera on the top here and the button on the bottom down here. Okay, so be careful with that, right? And test fit it so you know how it's going to go, and then follow these instructions. And basically the instructions are what I'm going to do right now, and that is take the cleaning cloth out of the case or out of the bag, and the application card too as well. There we go, we got both out of there. And as soon as you get it out, start cleaning the lens on the actual phone, right? Give it a nice good wipe. Make sure you get all the little lint pieces, little pieces of particles of dust, and man, I'm telling you, they will sneak on there. You won't even know they're there. So we'll do a really good cleaning there. And like I said, for me, it's not permanent. I don't have to be perfect about this, but I'm going to do it as well as possible because I'm going to show you the kind of job you should be doing. Again, like I said, dust is your enemy on this. Any speck of dust on that lens needs to go. It is hard because now the cloth has picked some up. Okay, so I'm just going to make sure it's dust free, and then we'll go for the next step. All right, let's do this. We got to put the take the number 1 tab here and very carefully roll it back. And once you start rolling it, don't go back the other way. Like so. Keep the plastic facing down so dust can't get on it. And then, unfortunately here, I got this little tab going the wrong way. There we go. Number 2. Darn. Trying not to put a fingerprint on it. And we're going to apply it down like so. It wants to already adhere. Alignment is key. Sorry my head's in the way, but I have to be seeing this from the top. So I'm rolling the film underneath in that direction off, making sure I'm aligned nicely. So here we go. You can see it adhering here. Alright, so pull it all the way off. And I am not directly on that, and I have a little piece underneath here, so that's good, so I can lift it back up again. It needs to go up higher. So you see how tricky this is. Notice that I don't have my finger on the actual film. I have it on the protective film that came with it. It's a lot easier to do when you don't have a camera in the way. And like I said, alignment is everything here. It's going to require a little patience on your part. Obviously, I say get it up as high near the speaker as possible. This is my issue right now. The earphone piece. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to align this right. I got to look over top of it. Suggest you do the same. I can't do that with the camera on the way. Alright, trick being here is alignment at the very top. Okay, so let's get it down to the bottom. See how we're aligned at the bottom. Looks good. Got a little bubble there. We'll roll that out in a second. There we are. Beautiful. Okay, so key being, let me zoom in here. When you're putting the film on, right at the top, you want to be aligned at the top here and not covering the camera, but as close to it as possible and as close to the top here as you can get with the film. Then that makes sure that if you're straight along that whole edge, that the thing will lie down flat correctly all the way down to the button right down here. Hopefully you can see what's going on there. There we go. And you want to make sure that you're not overlapping the button. And I'm not. I'm perfectly on that. But I have a little bubble right here, so I'm going to use my little application card here, my little squeegee, I'd say, and we're going to get that out of there. And you can use a finger if you wish. and go to the closest edge as you can, and right here that's the button. There we go. Do I have a piece of dust in there? Oh yes I do. There's a little piece of dust right there. So again, why it's so important to get this right the first time, and why I didn't get it right is because I have a camera overhead and I can't put my head overhead. But I've got that little piece of dust, and I'm going to try and retrieve that, and the way I'm going to try and retrieve that is using a little bit of tape. So I'm going to lift it up again, retrieve that piece of dust out of there, and then we'll go ahead. Okay, here's my trick for this. I put it on a higher contrast surface. I'm using some normal duct tape. This is just packing tape here. And what I did is I lifted a little corner and then slid the original protecting film underneath it, underneath the plastic film here, and that allows me to lift it up like that. Okay, so try, when you're doing that, do not touch anything but the edge of the actual plastic film. Once you put a fingerprint on this, it's pretty hard to get out, but the tape can do it. So what I did then is I took a strip of this stuff, not very long, about 1.5 inches maybe. I'll show you how I did it. Maybe, yeah, say about 1.5 inches. All right, keep your fingers off it and fold a little, maybe quarter inch at the top, 1/8 of an inch at the top like this, to give you a little handle that's not sticky on that tape. So there we are, we got a piece of tape like this. Then you carefully lift this up, find where the dust is, and I'm going to use my magnifying glasses here. And if it's on the actual lens itself, just drop the tape on it, lift it up, right? And it will lift the dust right off of there, like so, really nicely. And if you find that there's some on the actual plastic film, look at that, just took the protector off the actual button, but that's good. Just put it against the film, like so. Don't press hard, just let it tack down and come off. And now lie it down. Now we've got to remove this film from it, so I'm going to do that in stages because I want to see if there's any dust from where the film actually went back on. So I'm going to go to about there. There we go. Press down on it so it sticks. There we go. And I see some more dust in here, so basically use your tape and remove the adhesive or the tape, the dust from there, like so. And I don't see any on the lens, so hopefully we got this right. But before you lie it down, put this slightly over the button like so. I got the tape stuck to it, which is a pain in the butt, but no big deal. I can live with that. Flip it over, go like so, lie it down. Oh, still got a big piece right there, so see why we do this. So I gotta get another piece of tape. The dust-free part, if you can get it dust-free the first time, you're golden. But if you can't, you gotta go through this. Alright, so we have a little piece there. So I'm gonna lift this up once again. That's on the actual top piece. That makes it nice to remove. I believe we're free. Yeah, that was on the other side. I got a few little bubbles there. A little bit of dust right there. This tape is really sticking to me too. I think I got it pretty well dust free here. Yeah. So the trick is little piece of tape straight out and just stick to where it is, pull it off, and try to be as dust free as possible. So at this point I'm ready to adhere it, I believe. I don't see anything else underneath the actual lens. So I'm going to lift this protective piece, which I just slipped under the layer a little bit like so. Hold it out, pull it off, drop it down. Alright, there we go. That was not as easy as I thought it was going to be. I do have a few little bubbles there. Oh, that's some dust there too. I'm going to have to get that out of there. There's 1, 2, 3 more bubbles. 4, 5 it looks like. Just can't win. Well, we're going to get them out, but that's basically the procedure. When I'm done that, then you just lift the top cover off. So I'm going to finish taking those dust bubbles out of there. I already showed you how to do that. And then we'll continue with the case. All right, after a little bit of diligence and patience, I've got that all the dust off of there using that tape trick. I also put a little fingerprint in here at the bottom here by mistake. The tape did take the fingerprint off of it, so just put it on and peel it off, and the fingerprint came right with the tape, so that's really nice. And you may have to do it a few times, and like I said, sneak the actual protected layer that you took off the top, this little thin piece, to underneath it to lift it up and pull it off. It works really well. As you can see here, I don't know if you can see it, but I'm basically totally bubble-free and dust-free. So at this point, I can just pull the top layer off. So we'll do that. That's layer number 2. And all right, just as I suspected, there is an adhesive top layer. That red piece of tape wasn't really taking it off, so I kept trying till I got it. And I did get it. So here we go. We're just going to peel that off. And that Samsung Galaxy Note 4 should disappear, and it does. There we go. So that's how I knew there was a top layer. There's that layer off of there. And now you've got a full applique of that nice plastic screen protector. I like glass. I'm going to be putting a glass one on there, but I just wanted to show you how to do this. And the little tape trick to get the bubbles and the dirt out from underneath it. Right, got a very decent film cover on that. It is a plastic one. Like I said, I like glass, but actually looks really nice. I'm going to consider keeping it on there for a while, but looks really good. I've got all the bubbles out of it. So enough of that. Let's put it back into the case. Basic work there is just basic. Put the foam back into the rubber, or into the rubber, not back into it, but into it. Here's the rubber. So basically slide it into its little pocket, the rubber shield, like so. Make sure you're snug all the way around the corners. Okay, so there's your first layer of protection, is a rubber cover on the rear and along the edges on the front, which actually will protect the glass a little bit from hitting a surface directly. And next, we're going to put it into the plastic shroud, outside shroud. So basically at this point, what you want to do is you want to take the firm long edge here, and it'll be the first side you put into it. Make sure your camera orientation is correct. Put it like so. Slide it in underneath. There's a little lock here. That's what you want to slide it in under. And then on this side, you'll see what it looks like. And oh, look, I'm lifting up the edge of that protective layer. Got to be careful there. Don't want to get any dirt underneath it after all that work. There we go. See, that's part of the reason why I don't like plastic covers. They are very soft and malleable, so they can actually be flipped up like that by that rubber piece there. It just did flip it up, but now it's over top of it, so it's not going to happen anymore. So there we go. We've got the rest of it to go here. So basically lock it in like so. Make sure you're good all the way around. And we are. And there we are. We're installed. We've got a great looking phone and a great looking case. Looks wonderful. Let's see how the operation is. We've got the power button. No problem. And I see here I'm still a little jammed here on on the film cover. So there we go. And basically the rubber is getting caught on the edge of the film, the protective film. But you can just get around that really easy. Just flip it up and put it back down again. And all the way around we've got a nice seal. I'm going to put that right on there really nicely. Making a lot of noise. There we go. So there it is, installed, looking pretty, looking nice. Got power button, no problem. Make sure that you've got a nice even seal all the way around here on the plastic and the rubber, and I do. All right, same on the top, same everywhere. Looks really nice, feels nice. We'll protect it on the fall. Up to 4 feet, it said, no problem, and I'm sure it'll do more, but very nice there. Let's take a look at the features. You can still get at the S Pen over here, no problem. We've got the power port protected by a rubber cover, a rubber door. So I'll close that back down. We've got the lanyard holes right here, and I believe that's a microphone hole right there as well. Power of the up and down volume. See how they work. Here's my power. Boom. And Get around that. There we go. Yeah. No problem. Nice feel. You can feel it clicking. You can hear it too. We've got a door or a dust cover over here, over the earphone jack. Nice feature. And that's the infrared blaster or the infrared port, I believe. And the top microphone is right there. That hole's for that. So yeah, that's it. It's looking really nice. Camera cover looks good too. All the way around, that's it. So the toughest part really here was putting that protective film on there. I find the plastic ones a little tougher than the glass ones, but actually went really nicely. I think I'll leave it on there for a little bit and make a video on installing the 9H HD Mr. Shield glass on this next. But that one looks great. Okay, I'm really impressed with the way this case fits on this phone. It looks fantastic. It doesn't add too much bulk to it, as you can see. Still looks really nice and slim. The weight is minimal and it feels nice and strong. It feels like it's going to actually protect the phone and make it work well. So I can definitely recommend the Trident Aegis case for this Samsung Galaxy S4 Aegis series. I will put a link to this in the video description below so you can buy it from the same people I bought it from, and I will put I bought it on Amazon, but I will put a link if I can find it for eBay as well, so you know that you can have a choice on where to buy it from. But I mean, great looking phone. As I just showed you, looks amazing with that case. I may try the Cyclops out because I'm interested in seeing what the difference is, and they're not very expensive. They're quite cheap, these cases. So this is under $10, I believe, and so is the Cyclops. But don't quote me on the Cyclops, but you can quote me on this one. It wasn't expensive at all. I think it was $9.99, and very, very worthwhile. I'd say the biggest trick here is the protective film. And basically it takes patience, a little patience, a lot of care. Make sure the alignment is right. You know, maybe you can test the alignment before you take the adhesives off, the adhesive backings off, so that you can, you know, get an idea how that's going to go, right? So a bit of practice on that. And if there's some dust underneath it, don't worry about it. You can lift it back up again and use the tape trick to get the tape or the dust off of it. Again, a lot of patience and you get a really good result. I have no bubbles, no dust under that screen. I'm very happy about that. Okay, that's it for my video. If you liked this video and it helped you out in some way, do me a big favor. Click on the like button here in the bottom right hand corner and give me a thumbs up. That helps my channel, it helps my video, and it helps me, which I greatly appreciate. Okay, someplace else on the screen here, you should also see a picture of me. I believe it'll be around here. Just click on that. And basically you'll be subscribed to my channel. There's a subscription link, and after you hit the subscription link, you'll get an option for a bell icon. If you click the bell icon, you'll be notified every time I put a new video out, and then you can watch it at your own leisure. All right, and like always, I want to say thank you for watching and thank you for your time.